Hey, my name is George Patton. I'm here in jolly Gibber, Haiti, which is on the south leg in the Grand Anse region of Haiti. We're about 3 hours from Okai. We're about an hour and a half from Pastil. The situation up here, we were here earlier this year in January and during the great cholera outbreak. And now we've been called back up here because after the cholera, it seems like there's been some great malnutrition that's kind of swept the area. One village we were in the other day, 3/4 of the children in this village were orphans. Many malnourished with the red hair, swollen bellies, diarrhea, worms. The situation up here is horrific. But praise God, thanks to this team, we've been able to get a handle on some of this. There's a few that's going to be staying a few more days where we're going to go into a few more villages and do some feeding and small clinics amongst the villages. Some of these villages are so remote. Just this week, while we've been here, we were only the second white people that have entered into this village. So some of these places are so very bad, and the water supply up here is just quite horrifying when you see so many sediments are going down into the water. And of course, with the rains and things, this just stirs up the cholera. It gets into the water supply. One village we were in, that their water supply is the stream running down through the center of the village. And so everything runs down into this water, and this is their drinking water here. So good water is needed up here. So many needs right now that these people need. You can see things are beginning to take progress, but there's more help that's needed up here. They need better access to drinking water with water programs. They need food programs, feeding programs for the children so that these children don't have to suffer like this. We had one kid come in the other day. He was practically dead, going into seizures because of the malnutrition. We're taking so many others back to the hospital in Okai. Some we're shipping back into Port-au-Prince. So you can see there's a great need out here. We need teams that would be willing to come out and get their hands dirty and go into some of these remote places. We need folks that would be willing to contribute to the feeding programs and to the water programs. We need pastors that would come out. These pastors out here, they work so hard day in and day out trying to minister to their people with the limited resources that they have. But we need pastors that would come out and do pastors training to try to encourage and build up these pastors and let them know that there is somebody there that's praying for them. There is somebody that's caring for them.
Yes, we love you, Pastor. See.
God bless you.
Thank you, Pastor.
Okay, what we're doing right now, we're in Pela, and these people have not had clinic for months, and surrounding this village of Pela are mountains which represent thousands of people who are very sick, a large number of children with severe malnutrition, sickness, fevers, everything. And this is where we had such a large cholera outbreak last year, and cholera is starting to come again because of the rains. But right now, because we don't have adequate buildings and facilities here in this village, what we're doing is we have several hundred people that's here today looking for help with their children, with everything. And it's very chaotic. We're used to working in chaos, but today is utter chaos. And there's just not a room enough for all the people who are seeing patients, pharmacy, wound care, injections, you know, deworming children, all the different aspects of an open air clinic. So what we're doing is we need to move some of the people away from our workplace, and we found a shelter here where they usually put their beans to dry, their coffee, and they were kind enough to loan this to us. So to us, we are very happy to have this today. So we're going to go and move our tables in our pharmacy, and a lot of the crowd will come, making our conditions a little more workable. This is a kind man that owns that shelter over there, so he's loaning it to us. But he also speaks a little English, so we're using him today to interpret. Merci. On va aider au porter tout bagay là. Hallelujah. Wonderful. Okay. Hey, Leo, don't let them go inside. All right. Pharmacy's over there.
How big is the baby? Right here.
It's a little chaotic today, but we're going to manage better to see more people faster. These people have traveled, some of them all night long over the mountains, and we don't want them to go home sick, but we want it to be more manageable. We have hopes one day of building a building here, trusting God that someone's going to come along and help us to build a school, which will be a church school clinic here. And they have so many needs. There's so much malnutrition in this area. So we want to start a feeding program for children, to feed children 2 to 3 times a week in this area, and to be able to send food up the mountains, dry food, to start the program up there too. It'll make a big difference in the area. There's one little child here. The mother's dead. The grandma is elderly and cannot take care of the kids. Okay, Asha Timoun. And you can take so many kids if you let yourself, but you can't always do that. You have to evaluate their circumstance, and you only take a child back to new life if you know the child is going to die, or the child is a true orphan, and you see the grandmother cannot take care of it, and you see already signs of malnutrition that's getting worse and worse and worse. Then you consider that. Then you take the next of kin back to Port-au-Prince, where they see where the child is going to be raised, if they want the child to be adopted one day or not, but the child has to be released legally to New Life Children's Home. So we've evaluated the child, and it does have marks of malnutrition. 2 of them do here, and they all have degrees of malnutrition here. It can be severe, moderate, or mild here. And you have to really look, if you can catch it when it's mild or moderate, you can keep that child from dying of malnutrition. That's why we invest so much in vitamins and worm medicine and nutrition and feeding programs here to keep the child, from getting severe and dying. That's the main reason why we don't want to just come to clinic and put a Band-Aid on and go home to come back and find the same thing. We want to put a program here to feed children in this area. In fact, 4 areas that we've identified are the very worst, and to be able to feed children several times a week, give them medication, give them worm medicine and vitamins, weigh them, and watch them progress. And it's going to make a big difference if we can do that and get the help and support we need. We need people to help us with food or finances to buy food, and we want to put a full-time nurse in one of the locations so that they will have access to medical care. So we're excited about the program, but we can't do it by ourselves. We need help. And I can't think of any greater joy than to know that you're helping to save a child's life. This child has got to have 104 temperature, easy. Child's burning up. Il est chaud. Well, il est chaud. Yeah. You can see this is marasmus, malnutrition. 15 mois? 13 months. Definitely this child will grow worse and worse and worse until it's just another statistic. And we can't let this keep happening in this area. We know the answer is not taking them all back to New Life Children's Home. We need to do something here. We need sustainable programs out here. But for now, we have to start feeding these children, giving them medication, starting with phase 1, and then we can graduate to water projects and full-time facilities with God's help. We need people to come aboard and to help us. It costs money for food. It costs money to ship it out. It costs money for medication. We can do the work, but we can't do it alone. We just ask you please to have compassion with us and help us to have compassion on these children that need help so badly and be a part of this program.
Is this one going with us?
Yeah, we're going to take this baby back with us. Yeah, the baby doesn't have much of a chance if we don't intervene, you know. Okay, I really don't want to send the baby back to the mountains today because the baby's too sick. So what I'm going to do is take the grandma back to the camp where we sleep, our base, and find a little room so we can look after the baby because the baby is really getting into critical stages. And then we can start feeding the baby and giving it the medicine it needs and you know, giving it the care it needs until we go. So I'd rather bring the grandma back to care for the baby because we have several clinics to go rather than take the child back to the same setting and maybe not get any food, the fluids that it needs, or the medical care it needs. So at least we'll be getting a head start by taking the baby back. Okay? Okay. Ask them where they're from. They're from Malcouchon, over this mountain right here. Malcouchon is the same area that Alex, our little Alex, came from. Alex is dead today because he laid in his little hut day and night, day and night, day and night without a mom, without anyone to care for him. And it was very sad. By the time we took him back, he was so bloated like a balloon, and his hemoglobin was 5. He needed blood. Alex died, and they live in the same village, Malcouchon. Very, very poor village over the mountains. The water is contaminated. There's little or no food over there. They have to really work hard even to get a yam. And a lot of the children just eat what they call a yam, which is like a potato, you know, no protein. But he lives in the same place. And that touches my heart when I know that what's over there where Alex died. Very poor village. And I'm just glad we're taking the babies today. See, we don't need another sad situation. This is so incredible. They want to give the child because they can't care for the child, and you can see the child can't care for they can't care for the child. But this is so remarkable. This absolute wonderful young man came to this clinic when he was a little boy. This very facility, this very area, came down the mountain so sick, he was in worse condition than this child. He would have died in 1 week. But thank God for people who intervene. And now, can you believe, and he was adopted in the U.S., he comes back to Haiti today with his adoptive family and saw his mom, his birth mom, after 20 years. But what does he do? He comes here working in the clinic, helping other children. Look, John, look at that. Now he holds a child. Look at this, Kathy. Now he holds a child that needs his help. He understands more than anyone. But look at this beautiful story, how he would come back. We took him back to Port-au-Prince dying of malnutrition, never knowing if he would live or not. And look what God has done, this handsome, beautiful young man. John, how do you feel about this? I mean, let us know, how do you feel today holding a child that needs your help the same way God helps you? How do you feel about that?
You can't put it in words how much it means just to be here right now. And the work that we're doing is just amazing. And just don't want it to stop, basically.
I know. Beautiful. This is what keeps you going, just the results of everyone's effort. We can't do it alone. People give, people go, people pray. It's God's work and he gets the glory. So we're just really grateful. But anyway, we're going to have a new little single fee. A new little boy. Qui joli really?
Ismail.
Huh?
Ismail.
Ismail? Okay. He's very hot. We got to get him Tylenol. So we have a new little boy. Okay.
This mission has been, I call it a soul recharge. Basically, it's trying to maximize good. You know, basically, you see a need, you try to meet it. You try to think of new ways, innovative ways to help out the people whose need is great.
We have had an amazing team here. We have builders and engineers, people that have been documenting our experience. We have doctors and nurses and pastors, and it's been a learning experience for us all. And everyone has something to provide to the people of Haiti and to these villages. And like I said, most is education and just teaching skills, teaching them how to take care of themselves.
Okay. Okay, the baby's hungry, of course. But this is what we're going to do. Okay, Vinny, measure ça. Okay, let me keep with you. I want to explain what's happening here. This is a health worker that we've been training, doing a good job, and what he's doing right now is measuring the degree of malnutrition. This is how you measure it.
Malnutrition severe.
Malnutrition severe is what he's saying, because it's in the red zone. That's the problem in this area, and that's why we must have this feeding program. Too many kids have died already, and if one more dies, it's one too many. So we need to do something, but the baby's hungry also. When we come to these areas, you have to understand that people travel, some of the people travel all night long over mountains. I can guarantee you everyone that shows up is hungry. Either they haven't eaten all night or they haven't eaten since yesterday sometime, and maybe they didn't eat at all for some time. And all these kids come hungry, they're weak, and so what we do, because we know whether they ate or not, they have to wait all day long to see someone and go back over the mountains again. So we trust God, and I'm so grateful when people give us food and or money to buy. So we had some Feed My Starving Children food and some manna packs that we put together with some bags of rice and beans. And we find village workers, of course, to cook the food. Pretty soon we're going to bring the children over and have them sit down and give all the children a meal. And over here you can see they're cooking rice. Est-ce que nous capables ça fait là? So anyway, it's almost ready. Kilo tu bagay va fini? The presque fini? Okay, it's almost ready. So we're almost ready to call the children over. This rice has vegetables and chicken and vitamins. So much nutrition in it today. So we're feeding all the children in the area as well as the children that came to clinic. And we'll also be feeding the adults. Lucio, I want you to see this, okay? Okay, I'm going to do here. We're in Kailasau. It's a village that has had little or no attention for years, and the people suffer with conditions that's undescribable. We came today to do clinic and a feeding program, and this is where Little Lovins came from, and we are determined with the help of God to plant 2 nutrition centers here because there's so much malnutrition, sickness, and disease here. There's hardly any school for the children. Water is not here. There's no water here. There's nowhere to get water here except you have a little cistern, then you have to count on rainwater. The water that they do carry is filled with a lot of sickness and disease. That's where the cholera comes from. This village needs help. I would say it's number one of all that we've been to establish our malnutrition centers. So we came today, you can see approximately 500 people came hours and hours from all over the mountains. This lady came from a place called Font Palmas, which is hours and hours and hours up the mountain. And when she heard the message, there's going to be a clinic here, she came down with this child from Font Palmas. I want you to take a look at this child. Okay, oversight. This child is 3 years old. Okay, look, Leo. 3 years old, look at this. Okay, I want you to come over here. Okay, Balishans. Okay, I want you to come over here, and I want you to look at this child. 3 years old. This child is days from death, not weeks. It could be hours or days. This child's not going to be here. This child could have tuberculosis. It could have many different types of diseases. Definitely is anemic. But look at that little face. 3 years old, suffering beyond anything that we could have imagined. Think of the nights of hunger. Think of the agony in a dark hut on the mountains, night after night after night. Think of this mother as she came here today looking for hope. Can we even imagine what it's like to have no hope for your dying children, the tears that fall down their eyes at night, wanting does anyone care? That's why it's so important when people give and people give and people pray and people go. We work together. These children should never suffer like this. These children deserve a chance to live. I can't even imagine the hours of hunger. This child can't say, he's too weak, I'm hungry, I'm sick. Looks to the mom, but the mom has nothing in her hands. We must help these children. They deserve a chance to live. This child we will take back to New Life Children's Home. We're here, this is a double village, Kailasau and Café. They are from Café. Depuis qu'il est malade, please, yeah, at least 2 years, this child has suffered sickness. She's 13 years old. I can just imagine this child here. Look, I mean, look at this, right here. This could be many things, but look at this, 13 years old. Severe malnutrition. I mean, how sad. The hunger, the sickness, the pain. Est-ce que l'écrasement, les tousser? L'écrasement? The child's not spitting up blood. She's not coughing. She could have many sicknesses and disease, but we've got to send her to a major hospital. So we're going to take her with us when we go. We've got so many children already that we have to take back to Port-au-Prince and others to the hospital, but definitely it just shows you what is around this area, not only here in Kailasau and Café, but in the mountains all around here. They need help so bad. This child is 8 months, this little girl, 8 months old. The baby cannot hold its head up. It cannot. Okay, huh? So, definitely has some serious neck problems, see? So, if we don't intervene and take it to a facility that can evaluate her, she's never going to be any better. She could go worse. So I can't say in this setting what the problem is. We're nurses, but she needs specialty care. And so we will have to send her to a major hospital. See, when you do these clinics, we see close to 1,000 people in 1 week, feeding the children, feeding the people who came so far. But without sustainable programs, nothing changes. So right now, yes, we put out fires by holding clinics and feeding children, but we want to establish feeding centers to feed these children on a regular basis, several times a week in at least 4 to 5 locations. That's what we're structuring today, is so the framework, the cisterns for clean water, the cookhouses, programs in each area with committees and pastors over them that can keep the program going. And we're just asking God to give us people to help us to stand behind these programs, that you can know where your money is going. Your money is going to save children's lives and getting the medical care. Can you imagine being a mom or dad holding your baby in a hut so far away and just crying out, and there's no hope? Can you imagine how we would feel? But when someone comes and you can put that child into someone's hands and you know there's hope for your children, can you imagine how you would feel? All of us are the hands of Jesus, and we need to put our hands together and give these children hope and a chance to live. Look, we have Ricky here. Come, Ricky. You know, Ricky is on our board of directors. He's our construction supervisor. He's been with this ministry for many years. He's over every building plan that we have. Absolutely. Incredible young man, incredible contractor. So he is assessing these 4 localities, how much it's going to cost to put a building there, a simple building, how much it's going to cost to build benches for the kids, a simple Haitian cookhouse, and a little depot, and then we get the workers together. This is things that's not going to cost enormous money. You know, we're going to keep it economical, as economical as we can, but we have the people in place that can make this work. We just need people to come aboard and pray for us and give us the money that we need to buy, to keep rice and beans and basic food items coming into this country. We will get it out here. Secondly, medication, to be able to give them worm medicine. These kids are full of parasites. Get rid of the parasites, give them good nutrition, give them vitamins, build them up so they can live and have a life. Kids should never have to suffer like this. Kids should never die of hunger, you know? And I am so grateful God opened this door for us to come. I'm so grateful for the people that come. But today, we want to do something on the more sustainable basis. Yes, we need water projects, and we need hospitals, we need clinics, but until we get to that place, we need programs that can feed these children and care for them. They need hope, and God brings hope. God brings people who give hope. God uses our hands and feet. That's what He does. We want to be the hands and feet of the Lord. So anyone that can help us, we ask you to go to our website, call our office in Florida. Your money will go to where you want it to go. People wonder, will my money really get there? We invite you, come and see. Come and feed these kids. Come and be part of the clinics. You can check and see where your money goes, or you can come. But we guarantee you, after working this country over 30 years and seeing God save hundreds of children, you can come and see for yourself that we're serious about saving the lives of these children, right? Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, Nuba Ali Kunya. Okay, we're going to get everybody in here.
Okay, we're going to take the Brazilians with us?
The Brazilian and your team.
Okay.
That's who we're taking right now. This man in the front is a builder. This man in the middle is a leader of Café. So we're going to sit down and say, how much money to do this and that and everything here, okay. Right? And then we want to leave today with our plan, our physical plan for construction, and put our financial plan together so we can start moving in these areas. We don't want to wait a long time, right? Okay? So that's where we're going now. Not only these villages, but the mountains around here, you know, hours and hours, some of these people came down from the mountains today. So this would be a central place. What we have plans to do is you identify a certain amount of children that need help, the mountains and here. you set up your program, you cook the food here for the local areas that can get here. The kids in the mountains, you can't cook for them every day. They can't come so far. So you send the dry food home with the mother, you weigh the child, you give medicine, vitamins, warm medicine, and you have to see the child steady, gaining weight. Okay, we just left Kaila Sal, where there's approximately 500 people that came from the mountainous areas and the local areas. They came from everywhere. Very sick people, and there are two villages side by side. One is Kaila Sal, which we were at this morning. This is Cafeye, which also has the same problems. A lot of people here went over there to clinic, but a lot of these people here were too sick to come, so we're going to go and see them today. We're looking at an area right now that is going to be the nutrition center in Cafeye, ministering to many, many children that are sick with malnutrition. And if we don't do something, these kids are going to continue to go down until many of them die. So we looked at this area. This is a leader, Alfred of Cafeye, and he pointed out this area that looks like a good possibility, Ricky, to put the center here. This area right here, we're looking at is the foundation to put the feeding center. It's already built. We will have to take the tin off the roof here because we have to build a cistern. You have to have the feeding center, but you also have to have clean water. So what we'll do is we'll use this building as a foundation. We'll take the tin off this roof, but we'll reuse it on a cookhouse over in this right here. This is the structure right here. Yeah. That will be the cookhouse. Nous cap cuit manger là. Yeah, this is where we're going to take. We won't waste the tin there. We can use it on here. So we can put a little depot here, there, a Haitian kitchen. We'll build benches here to feed the children several times a week. We'll change the tin and build a cistern. That's the basic plan here. And it's not going to cost a lot of money, but we have to trust God to keep the food coming in and medication for the kids. It can bring such change to this area. What we will do is feed the people the kids that can come to this station several times a week. That's not too far away. But the people in the mountains that came this morning that were so sick they can't come they can't come that distance several times a week. So what we'll do is we'll give them the dry food to take home. We'll be able to weigh the children, give them more medicine, vitamins, and send them home and keep records on how they're advancing so that we'll know that they're getting the food. So I think for a beginning, it's a good program, and it's going to save a lot of lives. If you can get a child from 0 to 5 to be stronger and to live, they can usually make it after 5, but the critical age is from 0 to 5. Okay, so now we're going to evaluate. We have Alfred here, we have Ricky, which is our construction supervisor, and we have our team here from Brazil, and we are going to evaluate cost and their plan and put that together. So we're really excited about it, and then we'll visit some of the village areas here, okay?
We're going to go off into the villages, walk and check the houses and see what the other conditions are, the other children. There's so much more. They said what we saw with that really sick child that came all the way down is more like that through here. So we're going to check that out right now. That's how remote these mountains can be. We don't even know how many villages are hidden up in these mountains. We can only guess at it. We only find out from word of mouth. But this is a typical village. They said there's like 2,000 people live in this village, and there's many, many more like this.
We're going to village?
We're going to your village?
Oui.
Oui.
just came to this village, and we're here at Carpe. They were taking us around the village, and they brought us to this hut where a mama has had a baby. The baby is 8 days old. The baby seems to be doing really good, but the mama is so very sick. She's burning up with fever. She has a headache. We're going to try to see what we can't do to get her some medical attention. The closest medical facility here is probably 4 hours away. So we've got quite a situation here. But hopefully we'll be able to give her some fever reducer and maybe help her to get back where she needs to be. So. Mama's burning up with fever.
Hey, ¿cómo oye, mami? Okay. You know, you have to give them credit. They do the best they can. She has made herself something homemade here of leaves because she's got headache and fever. Had the baby 8 days ago, so she's probably got an infection. But when you have nothing to turn to, you have to give them credit for trying their best with leaf medicine. You know, to us, you say, what are they doing to them and to us here? That's a beautiful thing to see how they try their best, even though it's not sufficient, you know. Quizás ahí.
As diverse as the team was, the really guiding light, the unifying theme has been just this willingness and devotion to helping out your fellow man, which is just great and really just affirming, soul affirming.
Okay, we're in the village of Zitwa today. This is where we started many, many years ago. God brought us here where we would mushroom out into all the mountainous villages and the coastal villages, and coming back today brings back such memories. But Zitwa is in so much need today because they're so isolated. They still lack medical care, dental care. A lot of the kids don't go to school. These villagers are very, very isolated from help. We sent food ahead yesterday to feed the children. We came back today to help, you know, to do the feeding program and to see what's going on here. And it's really heartbreaking when we came and we see how the people still suffer coming down the mountains behind us, the coastal villages. But we met this one sister in the church today, and she said, please, can you help me? She put us over here to show us how she's been suffering, and you can see this growth. Can you imagine living with such a thing for months and months? This started very small, and because of a lack of care and surgeons, it grew bigger and bigger. And it looks like it could be a possible cancerous growth. Hopefully it's benign, we don't know. But I just can't even imagine a sister in the church, what she has suffered here. So we're gonna take her back to Port-au-Prince, get her to a hospital, a surgeon, and hope and pray that, that it can be removed and it hasn't affected the rest of her body. So this is what God's work is all about in these villages. Qui ça yo te dit yo? Hein? Yo dit yo va faire opération pour vous? She said she traveled to Port-au-Prince 3 times to General Hospital. That's where most of the poor people are forced to go. But they don't always have the help they need. And so, can you imagine traveling this distance back to Port-au-Prince 3 times but coming back in the same condition? That's why, you know, when you think of missions, when you think of bringing the love of Jesus, you know how important it is for people to pray at home, to give, so people can come with their hands and their feet and help people like this. This could be our mom, our sister, our own family. Can you imagine if it was us living in this condition? How we would be so grateful for someone to come and help us to get on a boat and get back to Port-au-Prince. Combien de petits nous gagnons? She has 3 children, and this could affect her life if she doesn't get the right help. So I'm just so grateful today that God opened the door for us to come here today, and trusting God for one more miracle.
There are a few cases that you just never see in the U.S. or any developed country. Masses that have extruded from the body that would have been cut out, you know, when they have been millimeters in size. Diseases that have been left unchecked to their natural progression that you only read about in books. I think the more interesting things are actually the chronic issues, the things that you think with a little bit of prevention, a little bit of basic good sanitation, nutrition, are very preventable, very easily treatable. I'm talking about anemia. You talk about the infectious diseases that run rampant. Cholera is a big problem. Tuberculosis, which is its own beast. Really, you know what? It was the anemia. It was just the anemia that was everywhere. Conjunctiva that were whiter than anything I've ever seen. That with just some basic nutrients can be completely avoided. And these are things that are very pervasive, that affect every part of your life, whether you realize it or not.
We've made arrangements now for her to go back to Port-au-Prince, and when she gets here, we'll get her to a good hospital. Trust God, she'll have surgery and be healed. She's got 3 kids, we got 2. Put them in a line. Put them in a line. A couple scoops.
Okay, no, over here.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
No, these 2 are mine.
No, give me one here.
Wait! Back.
Hey,
Back.
Where's Nana?
Please, can you grab me your spoon? Get back to the Hey, back!
No. Paprika.
Hey. Too much going on.
Wow. Can you believe believe kids would fight over food like this? Oh my gosh. Anyway, we fed them all. Thank God. We have to, Pastor Sharon has to go. We have a meeting. We're supposed to eat at Maxim Jack's. We got to go up there. We got to measure the cistern. We got to do the hospital and go.
This is Ismail. He's crying right now. He has a fever. We just gave him some medicine. We found him 2 days ago in Pela, and he was very weak and had not eaten in days. Ismail's mother died 2 months ago from TB. You can see how small he is too, and his skin just hangs. Do you see? He's doing a lot better since we brought him back. He still has the fever, but he's eaten quite a bit, drank a lot of juice, and we're just trying to rehydrate him and get him better. We're going to take him back to new life. You want some more? Want some more? Yeah, he was very lethargic before, and now he's much more alert.
This trip has come with a sort of personal fulfillment that it's very hard to find in our day-to-day life, where it feels like every need, even needs that you didn't know you had, are met. And when you come here, you realize what true need is. It really does kind of reset, well, what comfort is, what happiness is, what rights are. I love it here, I do, and it's not just because the people here are amazing and open. It's because they've shown me how to make a lot with very little, and so that's, I think, going to be a guiding principle for me for the days, weeks, years, for the rest of my life. How to make a lot with a little, I think, is one of the best ways to happiness.
So in the remote mountain villages of Haiti, there is so much malnutrition. There's the kwashiorkor, which is the protein malnutrition, the anemia, and just a lot of just preventable diseases that we no longer see in the United States because the people lack basic nutrition and basic sanitation. And so we do what we can, but what they need is education, sanitation, and nutrition, and with the feeding programs.
We need folks just to pray as well. We need folks back home that would pray and commit to pray every day for these locations, taking the map out and praying for these different villages that God might intercede. Only God can do the monumental work that needs to take place out here. But with your help, you can make this happen. So many avenues you can go. New Life is a great avenue where you can go and help here to get your feet on the ground, to send resources, whatever it is that you can do to help. There's no amount too small. There's no time that's too small. If you can come and just give a little bit, just share a little bit. But we appreciate all your help. We thank you for all your prayers. I appreciate this team so much that's came out. It's been such a blessing having them out here and the work that they put into this week. So many people have been seen this week in clinics. We've done so many clinics this week and seen so much sickness and brought so much hope to these people. But please continue to pray for Haiti. Pray for the area of Jolly Gibber. Pray for Desrivaux and Pela and Caillassau and Carveillet and Zitois and Pavillon and Delco and some of these other villages, that God might really do a work in these villages and bring some relief to these people. They're so far cut off from the world up here. It's 8 hours to get to the capital city. So they're kind of out here by themselves, forgotten about, a forgotten people. But with your help, they won't be forgotten. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you again.
New Life Children's Home was built in 1982. Since then, we have received hundreds of children through these gates. Abandoned children, malnourished, broken children. There's no greater joy than seeing a child come through that gate almost dead and watching that child in just a few months running around with such joy and happiness like a child is supposed to have. And we look at that child, and as they grow up, we've seen many children that have come in so broken, and today, as they've grown up, many of our children some are nurses, some have just graduated from engineering school. When they come in, we insist, of course, everything's on a Christian foundation here. We're interdenominational. We welcome everyone here, and to pour in God's love into these children, not only here at our base, but to the orphanages surrounding us. We take clothes and shoes and medicine and food. They call us almost on a daily basis. We're hungry. Whatever God gives us, we share out to them. If you want a place that you know where your money's going, or you can come and see for yourself, I'm asking you to get involved in New Life Children's Home. We need your help. Come and see for yourself. We've been here for over 30, 35 years. We're recognized with the government, with the Department of Social Affairs, but that's not the important thing right now. What's important is that those people that give, you can be part of a construction project. You can be part of helping us dig a well. You can be part of reconstructing the health center. You can be part of a medical team. You can be part in helping us to build some outhouses for the people. The people in the villages are willing to help themselves. You can give food for work, and they're giving their hands. There's places you can only get into a four-wheel drive, but when we get there, the people are laying rocks along the road because they want you to come and help them. They said, we'll do our part. We'll lift those rocks. We'll put them on the road so your vehicles can get in there because we appreciate your help. Your heart will be so full, and I'm asking God to give us people that will come over and help us. Help us with the projects in the mountains. Help us here at New Life Children's Home with the children that are here, or sponsor a child, or help us by sponsoring New Life Children's Home. Your joy will never be greater when you walk through that gate and are greeted by over 100 kids down there that put their arms around you, that don't have a father, don't have a mother, don't have a real sister or brother, and you pick them up and you see that joy and they put their little arms around you. I promise you will never be the same again. So you are welcome to come to New Life Children's Home and be a part of what God's doing here. We need your help, and God bless you so much. This is what it's all about.